Hello friends, welcome to this new video on statistics for data science. This video we are going to see about a very famous continuous distribution, that is the normal distribution, which has applications in various fields of statistics and as well as data science. It is used for point prediction, it is used for range prediction, it is used for two parameter prediction and has many more applications. Now this is the equation for the normal distribution, that is f of x is equal to 1 upon sigma into root 2 pi into e raised to minus half into x minus mu upon sigma the whole square, and the range of a normal distribution is from minus infinity to infinity. And whenever a random variable is said to be following normal distribution, it is given in such a manner that x, that is the random variate, follows normal distribution which has the mean. This stands for the mean of the normal distribution, and this stands for the variance of the normal distribution. Now to see for the shape of the normal distribution looks something like this, that is a bell shaped curve. This curve is actually symmetric on both the sides. The mean, mode and median of a normal distribution lies on the same point because the distribution actually is symmetric on both the sides. The other properties of normal distribution are, say, it is symmetric on both the sides. Therefore, this distribution is also called as a unimodal distribution. Other properties of a normal distribution is that the skewness of a normal distribution, which is given by beta, is equal to 0, since it is equidistant on both the sides. And the kurtosis of the normal distribution, which is given as beta 2, is equal to 3. Now we will be seeing what is actually a standard normal curve. So whenever we have a normal distribution and we scale it to a standard curve, so what we are actually doing is that wherever the normal distribution lies, for example, it is lying between somewhere between 90 to 95, so and it has the mean somewhere around 92.5. so we are actually changing it in the standard normal distribution and we are changing the mean on the 0 scale. So this is called as changing a normal distribution to a standard normal distribution. The next thing that we are going to see is that given a normal distribution with a certain mean and standard deviation, we will be finding the probability that the normal distribution assumes between a given range. And to solve this problem based on normal distribution, we will be showing you three programming languages, that is Python, R and Julia. We will be solving the same problem with all the three languages one by one. So first let's see the problem and then let's see the solution. The question is, students of a class were given an aptitude test. Their marks were found to be normally distributed with mean of 60 and standard deviation of 5. What is the percentage of the student score? So we have to find the probability of this questions where it is following normal distribution. So we can write this as x follows normal distribution where the mean is equal to 60 and the standard deviation is equal to 5. First case, x is equal to 60. So first we standardize it. So on a standard normal scalar, it will be z is equal to x minus mu upon sigma. So that is equal to 60 minus 60 upon 5. So that is equal to 0. So if we see the normal distribution, standard normal distribution, so we know that this standard normal distribution has the mean of 0 and the standard deviation is equal to 1. So according to our question, we need p of x greater than 60, which is equal to p of z greater than 0. So this is this whole part. As you know that the area under the curve of any distribution is equal to 1 and this is symmetric, so we can directly say that the answer to this question is 0.5. Now for question number 2, we have the value of x that is equal to 56. So if we convert it to the standard normal distribution, it will be 56 minus the mean, that is 60, upon the standard deviation, that is 5. So this is equal to minus 4 by 5, that is equal to minus 0.8. So we have to find the probability on a standard normal distribution up till the point of 8. So suppose we have 0.8 here, and this is infinity and minus infinity. So we have to find the total probability up till this point. So we can actually say that we have to find P of x less than 56 is also equal to P of z less than minus 0.8 on a standard normal distribution. And for the third question, we have to find the probability that the marks are between 65 and 45. So for 45, if x is equal to 45, so z becomes 45 minus 60 upon 5, which is equal to minus 3. So on a standard normal distribution, x of 65 stands for z of 65 minus 60 upon 5 is equal to 1. So we have to find the probability between these 2 points where this is equal to 1 and second point is equal to minus 3. We can say that this is like the CDF up till the point 1 minus CDF up till minus 3 will give us the answer. So now let's check the solutions to both these problems, first in Python, then in R, and then in Julia. So I have a Python Jupyter notebook open here. So first we'll import scipy.stats. So that we write sp dot normal dot cdf, and we have to pass the CDF up till the point 60 up till the point 56. The mean of the distribution was 60 and the standard deviation is 5. So if we run it, we get 0.2119, and if we follow the standard normal procedure, so we can just write CDF up till when we converted it into standard normal form, so we got it as 0. minus 0.8. So it by default considers the mean as 0 and the standard deviation as 1. And now the solution for the third problem, we had sp.norm.cdf up till the point 65. The mean was 60, standard deviation 5, minus sp.norm.cdf 45, 60, 5. If we run it, so we get the answer as 0.833. And if we follow the standard normal distribution procedure, so we have CDF up till the point 1 minus CDF up till minus 3. We get the same result. So now let's see how we can obtain the same results in R programming. So now I have opened the R notebook. So you can see here that it is an R notebook, and the function for CDF in R is given by pnorm. So for the first question, we will be passing in 56, comma mean that is 60, comma standard deviation that is 5. So this was for the normal procedure. For pnorm minus 0.8. So this was for the standard normal distribution. And for the third question, pnorm of 65, 60 minus pnorm of 45, 60, 5. That was the standard deviation. For the standard normal distribution, we can go for this as 1, CDF up till 1, and this as minus 3. So we get the same results. This was how you can solve the same problem in R programming. Now the last that I wanted to show you is how you can solve the same thing in Julia. Like in Python, this is a Julia shell that I have opened in the Jupyter notebooks. R has the stats function in the R stats base package. Python has it in the SciPy package, and Julia has all its distribution functions in the distribution package. So how you can install this package I have shown in the earlier videos. You can check it out. So I write using distribution. Now first we solve the second problem. So we have to find the CDF of the normal distribution with mean as 60, standard deviation as phi up till the point of 56 for the second question. So we get 0.2119 approximately, and if we like pass this function for a standard normal distribution, that is we have the mean as 0 and standard deviation as 1, and this 56 as minus 0.8, we get the same result. Now question number 3, for that again we have the CDF of a normal distribution with 60 as the mean, 5 as the standard deviation, and 65 was the point, minus CDF of a normal distribution 60, 5, 45, and when we run it, so we get 0.899. So the same thing for a standard normal distribution will be converted in, this will become as 0, 1, and this also will become as 0, 1, and 65 will be converted to 1, and 45 will be converted to minus 3. So we get the same result. So this was all about I wanted to show you in this video. So we covered some brief introduction of normal distribution, how to convert points from a normal distribution to a standard normal distribution, and then how to solve problems related to normal distribution using all Python, Julia and R. So you can see here that all the answers are perfectly same. I hope that you don't have any doubts in this functions that I have shown you in this video. Feel free to write any difficulties that you face while solving this problems. So till then, if you like my work, please do hit the like, share and subscribe button.